Hi, and welcome to Paper Route Scrapbooking. I'm Nadine, and today I'm bringing you another episode of Cricut for Scrapbookers. Today we're talking about how you can use your Cricut to add shaker elements to your layouts. Okay friends, so here is the beginnings of a layout that I started with my Cricut, and it's the layout of my cousin's wedding. And my son was a ring bearer at this wedding many years ago. He's had his own wedding now. So we have, for this particular layout, I wanted to talk about how we can make these little shaker elements using our Cricut. Okay, so I made this one to show you guys so that you can either keep watching if that interests you, or if not, you can always skip ahead or, you know, turn it off, whatever you like. And then this one I saved to put together with you. So here is kind of the basic layout as I had intended it. I think this goes over here somewhere. And then I have, this is like, there's a lot of blank space on here because there is a ton of photos. So I got, there we go, maid of honor. I don't even remember her name, I'll have to ask. That's my other cousin walking my auntie down the aisle. There's my son and the little flower girl. There they are again. And then I just have some candids from the ceremony. And then, yeah, I think that's about it for the moment. I'm going to just pause the camera and lay down everything straight so that you don't have to watch that part. And then once I get some things laid down, I will come back and put together this element with you guys. Okay, stay tuned. All right, so here is where we're at. I got all of my photos laid down and my embellishment pieces laid down. In terms of techniques that we've talked about previously in the series, I did some doodling on a lot of my pieces, mostly stitched lines, some little star pieces in here. And then I got, what else did I do? I inked the edges, and I think that's about it. So then I took some of these little heart sequins that I had put into my shaker, and I just kind of sprinkled them across the top where my title and journaling are, and then I got a few down here as well, so that they will be in more than one spot on the page. And I adhered my first shaker that I made off camera, and I'm just gonna set my layout aside, and then we'll put the second shaker together on camera so you can see what I'm doing. Oh, this one was broken, so it goes into garbage. Did not have the right heart shape. Okay, so I have, this is what I have. I have a background piece. Now, I didn't cut this with my Cricut, and I know there's probably a more sophisticated way to do this, but all I did was I put this piece down on my gray cardstock, and then I just traced it out with a black Sharpie, and then I cut it out, and I'm just going to glue it on the back. So this, first I want to talk about this piece. This piece is raised, and I didn't use foam squares or anything. All I did was I took this image and I duplicated. So there's a duplicate button in your Cricut design space when you're designing your layout, and all I did was duplicate it. I made 6 of these shapes, okay, for this one, so 12 altogether because I made another one, but 6. So I clicked duplicate 6 times for this one image, and I took the first 5 and I glued them all together. So now they are like thick, right? There's like a chipboard size element there because 5 layers of cardstock goes a long way, right? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Scotch tacky glue, and I'm going to put it on here, and I'm just going to, just because I want it to be glued down in these kind of curly Q parts too, and I don't want to mess that up on the gray part. So there's that. And then I'm just going to set it down on top of the gray. And I'll try to do this on camera, but my eyesight is garbage, so I might have to pull it up close. Just hang on. I just got to line it up so that there's no gray sticking outside the edges of that. And now I have this piece. So this is the background piece that's going to hold the sequins in. Okay, so before we came on camera, I poured a bunch of this little heart sequence, and they're just little like heart pieces, and this was actually not a sequins anything, it was just confetti from an event I went to that I collected the confetti off the table I was sitting at and brought it home because I'm frugal like that, and I don't tend to purchase sequins mixes and that sort of thing, but I do like it every now and again on my things depending on what I'm scrapbooking about. Okay, so this is a little tray from Studio Katya. If I can find it online, I will link it below. But it just makes like pouring your sequins and especially getting it back in the bag a whole lot easier. So that's that. I got my sequins in there. I think that's about as much as I want, because if I put too much, it's not going to look like a shaker, right? It's going to just look full of sequins, which is okay too. It's just not the look I'm going for today. Now this is the harder part, especially for me, because my vision is terrible, and that's not a new thing. I was 11 years old when I started losing my sight. And here we go. So I'm just gonna get some glue on the back of this. I might be able to line it up out there, and by out there I mean like that far away from my body, but maybe not. We'll see. Okay, so just glue around, and I'm gonna pick the most finicky part to put the glue on so that that's where it lands. Okay, so yeah, oh, I can't do this. I'm gonna have to bring it right up to me. Sorry, everyone. Oh, now I got glue everywhere. It's okay, it dries clear. So getting the acetate on there is a little bit tricky for me because I don't have good depth perception, and so I can't see those pieces far away. That's going to be a bit messy. That's okay. Just add to the charm, make it look homemade, right? Okay, so now I have acetate. So I did the same thing with the acetate piece. I took this piece, I traced around it with Sharpie, then I cut it with scissors. And it doesn't have to be perfect because, of course, it's going to be covered by this cardstock piece, right? So now I have this piece of acetate, and I am going to just take my adhesive eraser and see if I can get a little bit of that glue off before it's too far gone. Because I did make quite the mess trying to do that so far away from my failing eyes. Better. Okay. And then I'm going to flip it over. And I actually, you know what? I'm going to put the glue on here because it's more stable. Excuse me. Tickle. Okay. And this time I'm going to go all around these curly cues down here because the same curly cues are on this black piece, so I want them to stick down to each other, and this acetate layer is what's going to keep the sequins in the shaker box, right? Or the shaker heart. So it doesn't have to be a box, but when I saw these shapes in my layout when I was designing in the Design Space program, I was like, ooh, that would make a really cute shaker spot. So that is what I did. Now, I'm just going to put my sequins away, and then I'll bring my layout back and we can put this shaker on. And I use my quick dry for that as well because it holds so nice. And there we go. Okay. there we are. And I'm gonna put this one, gonna get some glue on there. Get some glue on my curly Q. And I'm just gonna, oh, now I dropped it. That's awesome. Wow. I'm really being really classy with the glue today. Okay, there we go. And now I got a couple of shakers on my layout. Used some of my sequin stash, and there you go. So we don't have to, if you have a Cricut, you don't have to go buying the expensive Queen & Company or Close to My Heart. And actually you don't need a Cricut. You can do this with your dies as well. So if you have like a circle die or a star die, you know, those ones that are like concentric shapes. So like you have like 5 of the same star in one package, and you just take 2 of those stars that are close to the same size, and you can make your own shape and make 5 or 6 or 7 or however deep you want your shaker to be, and in layers of cardstock or patterned paper, and you can make your own little shaker pockets. Elements, I mean, not pockets, it's not a pocket, it's a shaker element. There you go. So I think that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please click that like button to give me a thumbs up. Hit the show more button under the video description if you'd like to find links to some of the things that we talked about today, and if you have a question or comment, just leave it down below and I'll get back to you just as soon as I can. If you would like to see more of my videos, it would make my day to have you as a subscriber. Just click the subscribe button and be sure to hit that notification bell if you'd like to be notified when a new video goes up. Have a great day, everyone. Bye for now.